Hello, welcome to a world where anything is possible. In today's brief tutorial, I want to talk to you about a family story project with upper level English language learners that I've been using for a couple of years now. That has been an amazing learning adventure both for me and the students. And it includes built-in speaking evaluation and writing evaluation that can be used for online assessment, a final end of term online assessment. So what I want to do is take you a little bit of peek into the online course. All the activities that I'm going to share with you are actually available online. So if I go here now, I want to give you a look at the project overview. So as you can see here, there are sort of three phases to the project. There's an interview phase where students get to interview a valued, cherished family member. And in many cases, it's in many cases, it could be the grandmother, it could be a mother, it could be a father, it could be a sibling, it could be a cousin, but it's someone that I stress has had a real impact on the student's life. And the students, I show them in activities how to actually do an interview that many of them have never done before, and then they get to transcribe the interview. It may be in another language, so they might have to translate it as well. And then there's also an opportunity for students to do a critique of a partner's interview and learn what another person is doing. And there's a back and forth critique, which is an interesting opportunity to improve or revise the transcript of the interview. Then there's a speaking component, as I mentioned. There's an oral presentation or slideshow where they conduct research, collect documents, such as, let's say, a photo album, a picture of the person when the person was young. It could be actually a document, a travel document. And students sometimes say, "Oh, I don't have any documents," but they actually do come up with amazing materials. And then they create a profile of the relative, and then they speak for a certain amount of time that I'll mention shortly. And then there's the writing component, which is a nonfiction narrative where they recount a story. They create a story about the family member, and they use literary techniques and such as metaphor, simile, foreshadowing, characterization, and then they write a story of about 550 words, and the context for this activity, as I said, it's not only a language activity, but it's a life learning activity. And Nancy Barnes made this comment here: the single most important thing you can do for your family may be the simplest of all. Develop a strong family narrative. And it gives students the opportunity to actually speak to a relative, someone close to them that they had never spoken to before within this type of context. So now a little bit more in detail about the oral presentation, where the students get to prepare a portrait or sketch of the family member, a visual portrait, either slideshow, some kind of slideshow, PowerPoint or Google slideshow, and then they speak for 7 or 8 minutes, because it is an end of term assessment, individually in front of the class. And in this case, since we're talking about online, they can actually present their video version that they've done perhaps in Zoom, or they could do it in Screencast-O-Matic. Giving a portrait of the family that they interviewed. And there's an activity 6 that's available to prepare the slideshow. The writing component, which follows up on the speaking, 550 words, is where they actually write a nonfiction narrative using literary techniques in the story. So it's a good way for them to review what they've been learning during the term as far as plot goes, as far as characterization goes, as far as having a kind of unified theme to the story, learning story writing techniques, using specific examples and details, using a rich vocabulary, of course, correct grammar, spelling, punctuation. And I ask students, when using the MLA style sheet, to include 3 endnotes, kind of like footnotes in their text. And then I have here the grading criteria. And then I've given them additional writing resources they can go to for nonfiction narrative writing. as you can see here at the bottom. Student feedback? Well, this young man who wasn't that strong in English, but intellectually he was well above other students, and his feedback on the project was, I think the main thing I learned in my project is strength. Not physical strength, but inner strength. The one that really makes you stand out. And I'm trying to conceptualize the definition of inner strength right now, but it's quite difficult to put in perspective. This young man interviewed his father, who is an ultra extreme athlete doing Ironman events, and the father got him into exercising and practicing and working out with his father to do Ironmans. So it was unbelievable for me to hear about that kind of motivation that his father gave him. So that's it. If you're interested, let me know. My email, write to me at my email, frank@frankbunkowski.com, and I'll be very happy to share the activities, the online activities in my SEM, my CEGEP English Moodle. If you're interested, send me an interest and I'll share that with you. So I appreciate, thanks for watching. Have a great day and success in your teaching. Bye now.